motorized bike, centrifugal clutch, anti-bolt loosening method for Chinese two-stroke 80cc/49cc. Okay, what happens is sometimes during the manufacturing process you have a gap on one side or a gap on both sides. Well, because you have this gap when the engine is running, what happens is it causes this to rock back and forth, and because it causes that to rock back and forth, it loosens up your center clutch bolt. Well, because it loosens up your center clutch bolt, this part right here at the end of the crankshaft tries to spin this and it can't. So what happens is it just spins on here and it machines that end off. Well, it doesn't machine it off, but it machines it, and if it gets bad enough, no matter how much Loctite you use, no matter how tight you tighten that bolt on, it will still loosen up without that method. And if it gets bad enough, what happens is you tighten it and you tighten it, and this part will eventually bind up with this outer gear right here, causing it not to spin freely or rotate freely. Okay, well, the fix is, what you're going to want to do is cut out a piece of metal stripping that's either thick or thin, and what you're going to want to do is eyeball it first. You might have to do some filing between these, one of these joints or two of these joints, just to get that stuff to fit in. And once you do that filing, then what you're going to want to do next is you're going to want to put it in there on an angle without too much hanging out from the bottom. Otherwise you'll get a nice big gap right here, and then this whole thing will wobble back and forth, and you don't want that. So what you're going to want to do is do that first, and then after that, try to get as close as you can. And it's supposed to be a pain in the ass to pound in place, and it's supposed to be a pain in the ass to get off. So you're going to want to use a socket, and you're going to want to use a hammer and a pound to pound that in place. Now the other kind of stuff you can use too is this metal stripping as well, from like big big manufacturing bundles or something like that. You know what I'm talking about. It's like the big metal stripping like that. What you're also going to want to use is these shears. The shears like that, and once you shear it and cut it into place and pound it in place, everything should be good to go. So yeah, that is the centrifugal clutch bolt anti-loosening method for the Chinese two-stroke motorized bike engine.